Hi, I'm Bob Ross, and for the next 13 weeks, I'll be your host as we experience the joy of painting. I think each of us, sometime during our life, has wanted to paint a picture. I think there's an artist hid in the bottom of every single one of us. And here we will try to show you how to bring that artist out, to put it on canvas, because you too can paint almighty pictures. You know, we have avoided painting for so long because I think all of our lives we've been told that you have to go to school half your life, maybe even have to be blessed by Michelangelo at birth to ever be able to paint a picture. And here we want to show you that that's not true, that you can paint a picture right along with us. Each week we'll use the same colors, we'll use the same equipment. So if you have your brush and palette ready next week, you can paint right along with us. I'd like to go over some of the equipment that we'll use before we start. The brushes that we use. I'll be using very large 2.5 inch and 1 inch natural bristle brushes. Now these are natural bristle. Be sure you don't start with a nylon brush. We'll use an almighty palette knife. And this is much different than the traditional palette knife. It is not thin and flimsy. It's a firm palette knife. And with this we can make fantastic things happen. Let's go over the colors that we'll use. We're going to start out here with titanium white, phthalo green, Prussian blue, Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, sap green, cad yellow, and permanent red. Now these 8 colors we'll use each and every week for every picture that we do. So you don't have to go out and buy 1,500 different kinds of colors and brushes. You need very little equipment to paint with this. Another thing, we'll do no tracing of patterns on here. We start with a vision in our heart and we put it on canvas. And we're here to teach you to be able to do this too. So let's do it. Let's paint a picture right here. And we're going to start with a big brush and we're going to cover the canvas with a thin layer of magic white. Now this is a wet on wet technique, so the first thing we're going to do is get the canvas wet. And all we want is a nice, even, thin coat of paint here. There we go. Just cover it nice and even. You also need an almighty easel when you're doing this. You need an easel that will hold your canvas very firm and allow you to use these big brushes. Okay. When you're using a large brush like this, it really doesn't take too long to cover your canvas. And if you get a hair like that, just pop it off with the corner of your brush, flip it away. Okay. Now after you get your canvas covered with the magic white, we'll take and make long strokes back and forth to get a nice even distribution of paint on here. Okay. Up and down one time. That assures that the magic white's nice and even all the way across the canvas. Okay, let's wash the brush out here. Now we wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. Okay, we'll wash him out. And I beat the brush just to dry the bristles. Now let's take a little bit of cad yellow here. And I think today we'll do a picture that's maybe like we're walking through the woods. And so let's start right here with a little bit of cad yellow with just the least little touch of phthalo green in it. And we'll add a little bit more of the green color and we'll begin making little X's. Just like so. Just work that around. Okay. Now, without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go right into some Prussian blue. Just add it right onto the brush here. Just go out here, and we're making little crisscross strokes, little X strokes. There. Already we begin to have a light source in this painting. Okay, I'm going to clean the brush again. Once again, this is odorless paint thinner. We do not use turpentine. Now, with a nice clean brush, I'm going to take and add just a little bit of titanium white right here in the center. just a little. And we'll begin working outward. There. By now, maybe you have recognized some of the equipment we're using as something you've seen before. And I learned this fantastic technique from a wonderful man that I think all of us had enjoyed for many, many years on TV, Bill Alexander. And Bill taught me this many years ago, and it is the most fantastic way to paint that you've ever seen. So join us, have some fun. And we'll just blend this out a little bit more here. Till we have a nice smooth sky. There we go. Okay, we'll clean the brush one more time. Now, let's start putting in some, let's put in some almighty trees here. We're going to start with a little bit of alizarin crimson and a touch of Prussian blue. Now, the Prussian blue is 100 times stronger than the crimson. So use just a little blue and a lot of crimson. And here we're going to begin pushing in basic tree shapes. So just bend the brush. Bend the brush. Make those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. These little son of a guns hide in your brush, and you just have to push them out. This is your world, your creation. Let's put a little one right here. And maybe we'll just put some little grassy areas coming down through here. And right there. There's one. Now you're pushing quite firm here. This is why I say you need an almighty easel when you're doing this, an easel that's strong. Okay. Maybe over here. And I sign the painting with a script liner brush, a little bit of oil, and I use red paint, but whatever color you prefer. Okay. And we'll just sign that rascal. I hope you've enjoyed this painting. Next week, we're looking forward to seeing you. We hope you have your brush ready, a dream in your heart that you want to put on canvas. And join us right here for the joy of painting. And you too can build fantastic pictures. You can take them from here and put them on there. Until next week, happy painting from all of us here.